And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
Oh, yeah. Woo! All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on this Thursday. What's up, Ryan? I see you out there. How's it going, dude? Again, welcome. Here it is, January 23rd, man. Time's flying already. Already almost through with the first month of the year.
What up, Ryan?
Today, talk about some Hall of Fame inductees, the 2025 class. We really haven't got it. I know it was announced a few days ago. But we really didn't get into it. We were talking a lot more Giant stuff. But, yeah, we can get into it. We got a few guys who got inducted, which was nice to see.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, I just wrapped up my it's time for me to take to the airwaves today. I was on with Skaters. I was on Skaters on baseball. We were talking ball and music. We were all over a good hour and 45-minute show. And talking about a couple of Hall of Famers over there. Christian.
There you go.
Right on. I love going on their show. And they're like, how do you guys do it every night? I said, Eric and I like to talk. And we like talking baseball.
Yeah. Marty said the same thing. He's like, you guys go on every night? He seemed, he couldn't believe it. Yeah.
We haven't missed a day. And sometimes, not that they're, sometimes they're short ones, but we've done double dips during the season. We do the more. Greg says to me, he goes, we're thinking about getting a leg up and doing a morning show. I said, Eric and I do a morning show. Jesus. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. I know you did last week, Eric. Always good to join those guys. And they are welcome. In fact, I threw an olive branch out. I said, Greg is a familiar face. I said, Christian, got to get you on more often, man. And, I don't know. Well, I will. But he sits back.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat quite often, so.
Yeah, good guy. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as I enjoyed being on it. It was pretty good. Absolutely.
What's up, Toby? Yeah, it's fun going on all those different the different channels and just talking, man. Talking about
we get their perspective one-on-one too. What do you think of this?
Forth, yeah.
Why I don't like it, why I do, and it's good we banter with our chat here often and always, and to get one-on-one. Not just you and I, get different perspectives, get wound up with them and scare them away.
It's Thanks, nice Logan. That you got the chat, of course, but when you're talking to them, hearing their sound of their voice and how they're, explaining how they're feeling about a certain topic with baseball. Yeah, it's freaking awesome, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, so Ichiro Suzuki, who's the dweeb who didn't vote for him, Eric?
Ain't that something?
Does that come out in public record, or is that like the WNBA? Somebody didn't vote for Caitlin Clark, and they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
Well, I'm not gonna. Well, that's come on, that's a lot different than Ichiro, though. I mean, we're talking about probably one of the Marty talked about it. This guy, you could plug him in the 1920s, he'd play. You could plug him into the 1930s,
yes,
he can play. You plug him into the 90s and the 2000s. Well, there you go.
Well, I know it's different, but there is some relevance. Caitlin Clark was up for Rookie of the Year, and one person. And how they do it, Eric, they'll still get a vote in, but, they get to vote. There's so many points. Like if you vote number one, Ichiro, it's like 10 points. Somebody didn't vote for her, and somebody didn't vote. It wasn't unanimous for Ichiro. I wish, is that public record? They should have to stand up and say, yep, it was me, and answer to that, because that dude. That flies in the face of baseball itself, man.
I would not be surprised if they know who did it. They just got it. Look, it's kind of a close-knit fraternity, maybe the Baseball Writers Association of America. I'm not sure how many members there are, but I would think that people know who the heck was the offender. But okay, Ichiro, there is no doubt about it. What'd you think of CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner?
Ooh, me personally, CC Sabathia, Good pitcher, Eric.
Yeah, he was.
Good pitcher. 251 games. Does that make a Hall of Fame career? Maybe he was a Yankee. You know, there's circumstances. But do I feel like he is first-time Hall of Famer? No.
Okay. Was he a first ballot?
Was he first ballot?
I don't know.
And if he wasn't,
I don't think he was first ballot.
If he wasn't, I didn't even notice him on the other ballot. So there you go.
Let's take a look at some of this here.
There was no doubt about Ichiro.
No doubt.
He's one of those guys that, they already had him in the Hall of Fame before he even went on the ballot, man. It's a gimme.
There's
Buster Posey. Somebody came in the chat last week and said, Buster Posey wasn't even in the top 100. Come on, man. He's already a Hall of Famer, that guy.
Who is that you talking about?
Somebody came in the chat last week and said, Buster Posey. He wasn't even in the top 100. I'm like, come on, man.
What?
Like, what kind of shit are you shoveling on our show?
I got to see something here. There's something to be said about this. This is.
I was going to quickly look up the record. See what. Actually, CC is kind of an enigma wrapped in a riddle, whatever that means. He's 251 wins, 161 losses, Eric, which really is not that bad, and a 1.2 whip. His numbers aren't good, but he's not one of those players who really stood out to me. He's not like the face in the crowd. I don't know.
Yeah. I tell you what.
He's a tough one.
I tell you what, because there's something interesting that I want to talk about here. And I'm going to make a comparison. It might not be exactly fair, but it's interesting. Do you put weight? Okay. And Rick Montoya, you're kind of, okay. Why was he able to attain 3,000 strikeouts?
Well, dude, it doesn't hurt when he plays and it wasn't that long ago in an era where a guy can pitch seven.
Well, it's not just that.
How's a pitcher, before you get into it, how's a pitcher going to get into the Hall of Fame, Eric, in the future? When guys don't even pitch long enough into a game to get a win, because wins and losses are going to become obsolete when it comes to voting for these things.
Okay.
Pitchers don't pitch. What do they call them? Throwers. You come in, throw a few balls, and go to the bullpen. They're not pitchers anymore, Eric. Jesus.
Let me do this.
We were talking about that on Skater's show tonight, how guys would pitch 8 innings, and then you bring in your closer. Not anymore.
How about this?
Heaven forbid you watch a playoff game where the guy strikes out 5 of the first 6 and gets yanked in the 3rd inning.
Let's talk about this. What about, do you put any value whatsoever? I mean, there should be a little bit, but should it be weighted less or more with longevity? For example, if you're a pitcher, it's okay. You're okay, but you're able to pitch 20 years. You could have Hall of Fame numbers just by pure massive numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you put validity in how long you pitch? I mean, yes, it could be weighted if he's excellent for most of his career. I get it. That makes sense, right? Oh man, that means that guy, not only did he pitch a very long time, but he did it at a high level for a very long time. That is something. But again, for someone who just, again, if he was okay, but because he was able to pitch for so long, that they get a little bit more of a nod than, say, someone who didn't pitch as much and didn't get into the Hall of Fame for the pure simplicity of how long he was able to play. Do you see anything into that, Glenn, or not a big deal?
Yes, but this whole debate, and we're going to go down this road tonight, guys, but it reminds me of the big door on the Safeway that revolves. It goes around and around. Eric, should wins and losses be a factor? Should longevity? Should how many innings you pitch? Strikeouts, some guys mentioned. Eric, and what to you?
There you go. Right.
What defines in 2024 a Hall of Famer?
There you go. That's a great question. Is it about should the Hall of Fame have milestones, or should it just be the guy was fantastic? If you say someone hit 450 home runs and not 500 home runs, should that disqualify you from being in a Hall of Fame? Again, you got to kind of take them all in totality. But for me, I don't like using, for example, for pitchers, what was always the criteria to get in the Hall of Fame if you're a starting pitcher? 300 wins.
Yeah.
That was the quote unquote that you
well,
had.
And rightly so.
Right?
I mean, if you win 300 games, Eric, you're getting pretty elite.
I get it. But at the same token, and you know how I feel about wins and losses. I mean, I get it. But again, what if your career it wasn't that long? Again, are you putting more emphasis on just how long you're playing rather than the quality of the time that they played? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there are certain players too that they could play, say, a decade in Major League Baseball. You got a 10-year career, and you go, yeah, he was okay. But let's say, and I'm throwing this just out as a name, Eric. I know he had good numbers. He was a great player. Reggie Jackson. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Reggie Jackson?
Mr. October.
So the guy has a couple of big World Series plate appearances. He's well known, well documented. And he's outspoken. There's another factor. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, people kind of jump on that infamous bandwagon again. So I don't know what I really don't know. I mean, I throw it again back to you. The criteria to be a Hall of Famer, in my opinion, there are people in the Hall of Fame, Eric, shouldn't be there. There are people who are denied the Hall of Fame, I feel, should be there. We don't have a vote. What is it about certain guys they get in? And that's a question that will live forever, live in infamy, so to speak.
Here's a question. Check this out. Check these numbers out. The guy on the right, Hall of Famer. Guy on the left, no. You think the guy on the left should be a Hall of Famer? Looking at awards and honors.
Now you're looking at awards. Yeah. What happens if he stunk? His numbers are crap. So it's and don't get me going, Eric. A side note would be, look at the All-Star ballot, the All-Star game now, Eric. It's not so much anymore about what you are. It's who you are. There are guys making the All-Star team who don't deserve to be there, Eric. But he's a big name in our market, and you gets picked to the team. There are guys who played in the All-Star game, Eric, had no business being there.
Okay, there we go. Here we go.
But they're a name.
ERA, not the same. K percentage. This guy had a higher K percentage. But look at the difference. Look at the innings pitched. More than double, right? Would you say that? More than double the amount of innings pitched with the guy on the right compared to the guy on the left. Yet the guy on the left, look how many strikeouts he's got.
Is the guy on the right Randy Johnson?
No.
Oh, there was my guess. Wouldn't have been a bad guess. 3,000. Well, how many strikeouts did Randy get?
He had a lot.
Yeah.
Here you go. There's the game.
Look at that. 3,000 innings. Woo.
Yeah. Compared to 16. But again.
So it's CC's on the right. We just looked at his win numbers.
Yes, exactly. That is CC on the right.
Yeah. On the left. One save. Timmy! Let Timmy smoke. There you go. Smoke him if you got him.
Again, is Timmy a Hall of Famer? No. But why isn't he a Hall of Famer?
He's got 2 no-hitters.
He's got 2 no-hitters. He's got 3 championships, 4 All-Star nominations, and 2 Cy Youngs.
Yeah.
I would say his awards and honors, again, you can't use that as your only basis. I get it. But it's interesting. It's interesting. Again, look at Tim Lincecum did with literally half the time. Would you say what is that? Let me bring up my calculator. I suck at math.
Mike brings up a good point. I said CC, those numbers look like a Randy. I was looking at the strikeouts, but when you look above, he only had only 251 wins. But those are Randy strikeout numbers.
We're talking a difference of 283 games. Senior, 3 Cy Youngs puts Timmy in if he had 3.
See, Eric, we could debate this for a month of Sundays.
I know. It's just fun to talk about. We talk about that. I just find it interesting though, in what voters use as their criteria and what doesn't. It's just a little bit.
Also, market, Eric. San Francisco may be considered that. San Francisco is no LA. It's no New York. You play in New York.
Now,
Give you an example. Paul O'Neill, Cincinnati Reds. If you look up his Cincinnati Red numbers, Eric, very good numbers. When did Paul O'Neill become a name in baseball? When he went to play for the New York Yankees.
Yes.
So your marketplace certainly played like 303 wins.
Look at that. Then again, it's a little bit similar in longevity there, though, right?
Oh, look at the innings, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah.
What the hell? Triple crown? The hell does that mean? What is there a pitching triple crown? Okay.
Wins, strikeouts, and maybe Gold Glove?
Maybe is there a pitching triple crown? Honestly, I don't know, guys. Is there a pitching triple crown? You guys got to tell me because I don't know. That's the first I've heard of it. But anyways, look at this. 1 championship, 10 All-Stars, 5 Cy Youngs, 4 ERA titles, a 1 World Series MVP, and a triple crown. ERA, strikeout, and whip. Okay, thank you. Almost 5,000 strikeouts. I did not realize there was a pitching triple crown. Look at this. I've been a fan this long, and I never knew there was a pitching triple crown.
There were 2 triple crown winners just this year, Eric.
Okay.
Venture a guess?
No. Go for it.
Chris Sale won the triple crown this year.
Oh, did he?
And Dan Cucciamilio's favorite player, Tariq Skubal.
Oh, really? Skubal, man. That guy.
And it's only, there's 2 just this year. It's only happened 8 times since the turn of the century, man.
Oh, who's, here we go. This one's going to be good. This one's going to be good. No, wrong one. Good gosh.
Hey, Justin Verlander won a pitching triple crown. He's one of the 8. How about that?
How about that? Let's take a look at this one. This is going to be fun.
See this, Eric? I just looked it up. You said somebody in the chat come up with a triple crown. What was it?
ERA, strikeout, and what is it? Whip? I think.
I'm on the MajorLeagueBaseball.com website.
Mm-hmm.
The pitching triple crown consists of you win the Cy Young Award, the AL MVP Award, and you must win the Sporting News Player of the Year Award, according to MLB. So we don't even have one set of standards for this. Baseball. Jeez.
Now this is interesting. Let's go here. I saw that, Anthony. Yeah, we'll talk about that after this.
See, when you look at those numbers, Eric, do you think it's a fair assessment to say you can be a really good pitcher, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Really good pitcher. Now, if I say, all right, you're going to be playing your career in this stadium with this lineup, you're going to be playing in this stadium with this lineup.
Wins, Ks, ERA. That's what it is. Sorry. Wins, Ks, ERA.
Oh,
sorry about
that. Strike 3, we're out.
Yeah.
I think it's also to win these awards, Eric. I think it's also a bit of circumstance.
Okay.
I mean, Timmy Lincecum nowadays, the guy, to us, I think those nothing more magical than 2 no-hitters, both against the San Diego Padres. But you talk to people around Major League Baseball who have an interest in the game, they'd be like, oh, did he throw a no-hitter? But if he did it as a New York Yankee, Eric, that would be folklore. That would be lore.
Right.
So I think it's a bit of circumstance.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Just saying.
Check this out. Again, we're sticking with pitching. Can you guess what we're dealing with here? Can you guess who we're dealing with here? Yeah, we're dealing with relievers. 601 saves, 422. Innings pitched, pretty damn similar. Off by what? About 200 or so?
Is one a Yankee and one a Texas Ranger?
Nope. Both of them are Hall of Famers.
One is Dennis Eckersley.
Nope.
Oh, well, I give up. See, I don't like playing this game.
This is it. You know what's interesting? I'm surprised he did not get elected sooner. Trevor Hoffman.
Trevor, Padre.
Trevor Hoffman
On the left.
was elected before Billy Wagner. And arguably, you could say Billy Wagner had better numbers as far as ERA plus strikeouts, K percentage, right? The guy was the dominant. But what was the one problem? Why did it wait for so long for Billy Wagner to get elected into the Hall of Fame? Can you guess? It's the saves. That's the problem. There's a difference of almost 200 saves right there. But yet, look at the numbers. ERA, better. ERA plus, again, taking into consideration.
Look, he's got more innings pitched. There's a lot. See, there's Eric, you could break it down, and no one's ever right or wrong, I don't think, in this conversation.
But it's interesting. Again, it's just I
get you.
I'm just talking about how voters vote.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
Anyway, to get back to Ichiro, I think that's certainly a.
I'm not going to even bring up Ichiro because that one is.
It's a black mark on the voting, man.
Is it a black mark? He got elected.
Yeah, but when one guy, that's a stain on that person's resume.
Oh,
now.
did you?
You're the guy who didn't vote him in.
Did you know who wasn't a first ballot inductee to the Hall of Fame? I couldn't believe it. Oh, I couldn't believe it, dude. Hold on, let me find it.
Willie Mays.
No, but he was not unanimous.
Wow. See?
He was not a unanimous. What do you want to call it?
I'll give you another example, Eric. I throw out one name at you. Fred McGriff. Do you think of him as a Hall of Famer, or do you think of him? Oh, he's an everyday player, just Freddie McGriff. Good player, right?
He was pretty.
I don't think of anything superstar. The guy's in the Hall of Fame, Eric.
That guy, when he got
Jolton
elected,
Joe. That's Jolton Joe.
Joe DiMaggio was a third ballot Hall of Famer. A third ballot. A third ballot Hall of Famer.
Hanging out with Marilyn Monroe. That's what it was.
I mean, how does that happen? Joe DiMaggio, man.
Joe
DiMaggio. How many people were they allowed to elect during that time? Maybe it was just sheer number. I don't know. Different voters back then, yeah. Well, Alex, that's that. And we talk about this every Hall of Fame time of the year. This is always talked about. Should the voting be more than just Baseball Writers Association? Should there be other people that have a say in the voting?
I think it's different just based on looks, Eric. The looks, and if you ever watched, you're so into the history of baseball. You go back to the era you and I both love, the early 1900s. You watch Ken Burns. You ever look at how the sports writers were almost elite figures? Always sitting in the press box. They had the big stogies going. They were arguing, and I don't see that anymore, Eric. They're like wannabes.
Let's talk about that too. Were they just as were they exactly honest back then too? Come on, let's be real. There's a human element into this, and if you were on their good side, yeah, you got wrote good about. If you were on their bad side, well, maybe not so much. That's kind of how it is today, right?
True.
So I mean,
true.
I think there's got to be and as Alex rightfully says, I think there should be a mix. Maybe people who have executives, baseball players. Should the fans have a vote to a certain extent?
Eric and Glenn.
Yeah. I mean, should it be? I mean, why does it always have to be to baseball? And here's another thing with the baseball writers. A lot of these guys who are baseball writers of Baseball Writers Association of America, a lot of them aren't even covering baseball anymore, but yet they still get a vote.
Here's my take on it too. When you can try to compare the eras of baseball, Eric?
Wow.
Baseball now is almost inhumanely watered down. You knew who the Hall of Famers were 75 years ago. There was no debating who was the Hall of Famer. Now, Jesus, how many players are there in Major League Baseball a season, Eric? You got like 30, you got over 1,000. There's too many. I'm not going to say there's too many teams, Eric, but back when it was the original teams, there were only so many jobs. The best, the elite were on the field. Not like now. My God.
And here's another thing. Did you know that MLB has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame? It's ran by a private organization.
Are you serious? You know who should get on? You know who has been to the Hall of Fame more than anyone I know, and I've never been. Have you?
No, never been.
Tommy D goes up there once a year.
Oh no, shit. That's just by sheer freaking. That's geography. He's right there, man.
He loves it up there.
I bet.
They'll say, this week there's some, there's a new wing, women's baseball. He goes over, he checks it out. He's always over there. And as baseball fans, you and I, I'm like, Jesus, we've never been there, Eric. But it's in, God, what is it about football, Canton, Major League Baseball, Cooperstown? They put them in what is Cooperstown? Correct me if my history is not what yours is. What has Cooperstown got to do with Major League Baseball and the history of baseball,
really?
Eric? It's in the middle of nowhere.
Abner Doubleday. the inventor of baseball.
So they put it in Cooperstown, New York?
That's where the game was.
Guess where the Hockey Hall of Fame is?
Where's that at?
Toronto.
Is it really? I had no idea.
You can't get into it, man. You got to buy a ticket. You go some days. Oh, you can't get in today. We're sold out. Big to do. Cooperstown, Eric. Cows grazing across.
That's where they talk about where the game was in its infancy.
Mm.
And again, with the whole Abner Doubleday, who was a general for the Union during the Civil War.
Guess who's hitting the road?
Yeah, I know. Him and his
Senior.
son. Yeah, they did that. Remember, they did that. They did that raffle to raise money to send the kids there. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Like yesterday. Wow.
I know, dude. Gosh, I know. Whew. That's crazy.
Mitlap, you think it's cold in Cooperstown? Come up to Winnipeg for a week. Minus 46 the other day.
Has each player determined which team they're going to represent at the Hall of Fame? I'm guessing Ichiro is going to be Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
CC?
Yankee.
I'm guessing a Yankee, right? Maybe. I mean, because he was with the Brewers, he was at the Indians. Well, yeah, at the time, Indians.
Houston.
And then you got Billy Wagner. I'm guessing is going to be Houston, even though he played for the Braves and the Mets. I think, who else did he play? I think he played for Boston.
Nine Air Empire had a good thought, and we're not going to go down the road, but I will say, Eric, when it comes to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame over in Cleveland, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, read my lips.
I hear you. I know where you're going.
Hall of Fame is the biggest crock of shit in entertainment. It's the biggest crock of shit when you don't have Bachman Turner Overdrive or the Guess Who in there, but you got freaking Dolly Parton in there, and you got rappers in there.
Yeah.
Ask my daughter, when were they big? 2006, Dad. I'm like, what are you doing in the Hall of Fame? Do you know Bachman Turner Overdrive is, Eric?
I've heard of him.
You can't fit all their songs on a greatest hits collection, man.
Really?
You know the Guess Who?
The Who.
No, the Guess Who.
No, I know the Who. I've heard of the Guess Who, but not familiar with their music.
Guess Who? I can't name. Jeez, I'd be here all day if I named all their hits. One of the greatest rock and roll songs of all time, written by Burton Cummings, and he's not in the Hall of Fame. He wrote do 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 do.
Oh yeah, do 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 do.
American Woman, not in the Hall of Fame. Bachman Turner Overdrive, taking care of business every day.
Oh, wow.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Let
okay, well, there you go.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Interesting.
But yet, Dolly Parton, and it's not, Not that she's in a Hall of Fame. She's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Eric.
Where's the Country Hall of Fame? Country Music Hall of
Who
Fame.
gives a flying fiddler?
I'm guessing Nashville, right? Got to be Nashville, right?
It's got to be, but if I'm not into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I guarantee you I don't give two craps about the Country Hall of Fame.
Oh, dear God.
Although, that being said, I do like occasionally, they asked me about that on Skater Show tonight, about country music. I don't call old country, I call it oldies.
Western?
I like the old country, Western.
Yeah.
But country music's not my thing.
You like Old Chisholm Trail and all that stuff? Where is the Bicycle Hall of Fame?
You're cheating.
Who gives a hint? It's in the same county that the A's will play in.
The Hall of Fame for country music is in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah, right by the
What's up, TC?
The Hatch Print Shop is next door.
What's up, TC?
There you go.
Thanks for the support out there on Twitter, TC. Appreciate that, man. Sons of Johnny Lemaster sent out a tweet, and he asking people, what Giants podcast do you listen to? And TC responded with
Giants Sports Talk Live.
Yep.
Did he really?
Davis is where the Bicycle Hall of Fame. I had no idea that they had a hall.
What? Where did that? Okay, get back to that. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm in on this. Who put out the poll?
It wasn't a poll. It was just a question. Sons of Johnny Lemaster on Twitter
put out a poll, and it just said, where do you get your Giants go? Baseball.
Which Giants podcast do you listen to?
Oh, geez.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Just to get a vote. We got it. We got the vote that Ichiro should have gotten. Right there. There you go.
Hey, we have succeeded. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not to go down a slippery slope. See? They're coming in fast and furious. I can't even get them on the board quick enough. Here we go. The NFL has O.J. Simpson in their Hall of Fame, but Major League Baseball won't allow players to use steroids.
Oh, wow. Wow. He got elected before right? I mean, I don't know. Do you take him out? I mean, do you take it out? If he's already in there.
Pete Rose never lived to see the hallowed halls, man.
No, he didn't.
Eric, that's almost saying, I don't know. That's a slippery. That's a topic for the day, too.
Yeah, that could get a little bit weird.
What you did on the field.
Yeah, but that's tough, man. That one, it really is. Especially in this day and age, everything is hyper analyzed, and I understand it.
Look at Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer. All the incidents that Bauer was waived, nothing to do with Trevor Bauer. Yet he's still maligned, and it's not about his numbers or his pitching. It's all about. It's about Eric. And
he's off field. As off field. And look, do we even honestly know? Is everything done? We don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm not privy to that. So all you could go by is what is being reported, and unfortunately, sometimes you got to just take that with a grain of salt. Sometimes,
Senior, you're right. Hey, the Hall of Fame is a museum.
There you go. Yes, and that's what it should be. It should be a museum, right? It shouldn't. I don't know, man. All about the election, and then look, I can't speak for those who play the game, because obviously it means something special to these guys who get elected. But ultimately, it's a damn museum, right? I mean, if you think about it, you go to when I went to Normandy and I went to World War II museums, do you think I'm going there to see? Well, I'm seeing history, not because they were out there killing people. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to. It's a little bit weird.
And that's why I think I like the I watched the first 4 episodes of Ken Burns Baseball, and then I go back and watch them again.
Yeah.
I reach about the 60s, and I go back, and you got to watch them in black and white, baby.
Yeah. Once it goes color, I don't know what it is. It's
not quite historical enough for me.
Hey, Drew, he's in a Taco Bell drive-through. Right on. Make sure you get
that must be Droopy Nuts. Yeah, it is Droopy Nuts.
Hey, Drew, make sure you get plenty of fire sauce. I'm pissed off that they discontinued the chicken nuggets, because those Taco Bell chicken nuggets were fantastic. They were fantastic. Right on, man.
Nuts is
Don't
near
forget the
home.
fire sauce.
Are you eating on the road? Because
Must be.
if I go to Taco Bell, I got to be within the 10 to 15 minute window of being at home, Eric, if you know what I mean. Taco Bell.
Man. All right, let's talk about this.
Open the hatch.
Where the hell did I have? I have it in here in my.
I haven't seen. Are we back to the same? I got to put out a shout. Has Carter been doing a show, or did he go AWOL again?
Hell if I know, man.
Yeah, I don't see Carter now.
That's your. I think Carter's, track of that.
Carter's done.
All right, here we go.
Carter's a fly-by-nighter.
Well, he's got college. He's got college, man.
Yeah, but he doesn't tell me, Eric. At least when if I'm not gonna be in the show, you're texting me. Are you ready to go? Hello, are you there? I'll tell you, man.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair.
Here we go.
Okay.
He is the Mets beat writer. Okay.
Ooh, Carter?
No, Tim Healy.
Tim Healy. Okay.
Pete Alonso is deep in contract talks with the Blue Jays per source. I will believe an Alonso Mets breakup only when I see it, but that is closer than ever to reality. Oh boy, you know what that means, right? Grilled steak burrito. That is what he's going. He's in the passenger seat drunk. All right.
So that means you're going to have Vladdy at first, and he'll play. Alonso will be your DH.
Maybe. Or do you think they trade Vladdy to the Mets?
Jesus Christ, Eric! If they sign Pete Alonso, they're on the verge of having a bet. All the crap we dish out on some of our Blue Jay fans here in the chat, they're on the verge of having a better offseason than we are, Eric.
You know, you may be onto something.
Jesus. Oh, my God. Why are we Giant fans?
Oh, Senior wants some betting information.
What's up? You came to the right place.
Can Zetterlund get 3 shots on goal tonight?
Zetterlund. Can Zetterlund get 3 shots tonight? Who are they playing? Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. Senior, who are they playing?
Drew says Thursday nights is his bar night. Hey, be safe out there, Drew. Moderation, my friend. At least you're putting something in your stomach, so that's good.
Senior, let me know who they're playing. I'll give you a pick here. Oh, they're playing the Nashville Predators tonight. That's right. I got the post on my phone. Has the game started? I wonder how many shots he's got. Over. What was the over under? 2.5 or a solid? Can he get? Yeah, so 2.5. Can he get 3 shots on goal
against Nashville?
I say no. I'm in on a no, Eric. I'm in on a no. It's a low shot goal. Shots on goal. I'll say no.
There you go.
Okay, I'll say no.
Okay, so again, if Alonso's going to the Blue Jays, are the Blue Jays trading Vlad?
I don't think so. I think they're still going to work out a deal.
You think they work out a deal?
Yeah, he'll be back as a Jay. He'll stay the Jays. He's a Canadian. He was born in Canada, Eric. He's a Canadian. They want to keep him. He's loved there. I don't know why he would want to leave if he gets the coin. Just give him the money. And again, if they screw around like the Giants do, then hey, good luck to them. Go. Right Adios, right off to another pasture. But if the Blue Jays, this is going to be a first time in a long time we're going to see if the Toronto Blue Jays are truly serious, Eric. Because if they screw around with a talent of Vladdy Guerrero's ilk and they lose them, they got nobody to blame but themselves.
Exactly. And in other baseball news, Profar going to Atlanta, 3 years, $42 million.
That's a good signing for them.
Good signing.
Yeah.
Only thing with Profar is he's very up and down. 1 year he'll have a fantastic OPS plus. Another year then he has another good year. Then we'll see.
Well, tell me, Senior, are you actually putting money on my bets? Now the pressure's on all of a sudden. He's like, oh yeah,
no brain. Going insane. There you go. Oh hell, there we go.
He had no brain if you're listening to me for the pick. Well. He didn't tip the bartender too well. He's still got some money in his pocket.
There is Senior.
There you go.
There is Senior. Profar Profar is terrible outside of San Diego.
Thanks, Greg, for having me on, buddy.
Appreciate that. I'll tell you what. Yeah, that was a fantastic. But one thing about Profar, he's going to Atlanta team that's kind of stacked, right? He's going to have some you got Austin Riley, you got Matt Olson, you got freaking Acuna who's going to come back, you got Ozzie Albies. They still have Ozuna, right? They still got Ozuna.
Don't kid yourself. Last year was an anomaly, man. Well, all those injuries.
They got Michael Harris the second. So, I mean, they got a deep lineup. And again, he's going from one team that had a deep lineup in San Diego to another team that has a deep lineup in Atlanta. And let's think, hey, real quick, Toby, he's going to freaking Atlanta. The ball freaking flies in Atlanta.
I think Toby's got to go to Atlanta.
Easy. I think
Toby's got to go and get a bet. Where do you get that outfit? Jeez. You see Toby's sweater?
I missed it. Oh, I think that's an ugly Christmas sweater, right? It's
an ugly Christmas. Actually, it's not that bad, to be honest. The green.
It's hard to see. It's hard to see.
I'm only kidding with you.
Just hope Flaherty signs soon. Can't deal with anxiety. Oh, there's also other news. Supposedly, the Cubs are trying to acquire Ryan Presley from the Astros, but he has a no trade clause, and he has to give that up to get the trade. Supposedly, what they're saying is if the Astros can trade Ryan Presley, they'll be able to sign Bregman, bring him back.
There you go.
So there you go. It's kind of the latest and greatest, right?
Well, we kind of got sidetracked. We jumped into our chat here. Are we done with the whole Hall of Fame chat, or anything else you want to talk about?
I think we're done with that. We're done with that.
Good. That is one that, guys, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, it's kind of like our topics of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have people who like it, don't like it.
Exactly. There's different interpretations. And that's the difficulty with when you have the baseball writers, because they have a tilt, right? To a certain extent. And it's how do you get rid of that? Look, everybody has a bias. It's how you control that bias. That's the biggest thing. And as a journalist, that's tough, man. It's tough, especially when you got, convictions, so to speak. It could lead you to sway one way or another, and it's hard to get rid of that bias. But as long as you're identifying the bias and you're upfront with it, well, then I guess that's okay to a certain extent. But yeah, it makes it tough.
Yeah, we did. We got off to that great signing. That was a big signing. It was a big signing.
I know, man.
Easy little signing before Soto, and then
I know, man.
No,
I just don't. That's why I was so excited, Mike. That's why I was so excited. I thought, yay, we're going to get freaking Adames. Yay, we're going to get freaking Corbin Burns. Ooh, maybe we're going to trade for another bat. I saw that coming, and it didn't materialize. All right, I'm going to heat up my coffee.
Oh, good grief. He's already heating up the hot. We're at 43.
And it is coffee. And Greg, it is coffee. Folgers. That's all it is.
Oops, he must have been watching.
Folgers.
He was watching the show. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we were questioning what the ingredient. Well, not me. I just didn't really get involved, but I think it was Christian questioned the legitimacy of the coffee that he hears about on this show. Skaters had a great night tonight. We don't always agree, but I will agree with you on that. If you don't have Bonds in the Hall of Fame, Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame. Is it really a Hall of Fame? Some people would say then it's a Hall of Shame. I don't know, man. See, this is where we go down a slippery slope when we talk about the Hall of Fame. I think it should be about what's done on the field. There were rumors, accusations. There was just, I don't know. Mike, I think there's no doubt about it. Buster Posey. Buster Posey's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You don't get catchers like Buster Posey. Buster Posey could catch the game, and he could hit. What more do you want? Those are a rarity in Major League Baseball. Yeah, it's all about, you got to vote. The guy is voting, and you look back at his career, and he was in the same league. So you got a writer in a National League city. Is he going to vote more for a National League player? So there's so many factors. You could just This one, it's going to really hard to wrap your head around. It really is. All right, guys, that time of the show, once again, we're closing into we're at it. 45 minutes in, halfway home. Want to thank all our sponsors, including our featured sponsor of the night. While Eric warms up the coffee, we do this. Say thank you to Better Credit Cards. Thanks, John and everybody at Better Credit Cards.
What can I say that I haven't already said about BetterCreditCards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At BetterCreditCards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
There you go. So support BetterCreditCards.com. Log in, let them know that Giant Sports Talk Live sent you. Thank you to Genesis Gold, IRA.com, Duxwell Printing, Lefties in Burlingame. Hi, Jim. Love your singles night. And, of course, Timmy and everybody at Signatures for Soldiers. Jeff Kent, wasn't he a hell of a player? Oh, great Giant. Great Toronto Blue Jay. Well, maybe Eric and I'll dip into some of those players. Like, look at Jeff. Look, Jeff Kent. Now, there was a ball player. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You're onto something, Joshua. It's also not just, it should be simply what you do in the field. I said that earlier with Eric, but then it gets into clash of personalities. If the guy's not big talking to the beat writers after the game, will that clash of personality come back to haunt him when it comes to the Hall of Fame vote? I don't know. You're just jumping back in, Eric. We're just having a little chat among myself and the people in the chat here about it's a clash of the personality. If you're a ball player, lips are closed. You're not a big media guy. Does that affect the media's vote for you when it comes to the Hall of Fame? Yeah, there's so many factors, guys. We could go down this path for a long time and really start at the beginning.
And you get nowhere. You start back where you come right back to the same spot. Exactly.
Yeah. Talking about Jeff Kent, though. What a Giant, good ball player.
Adames and Webb's recruiting skills suck.
Do you pay much attention to the Hall of Fame, Eric? Like if I said to you, throw out a name, would you know immediately? Oh, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Or he is in the Hall of Fame. Or I said, Eric, 2019. 5 years ago. Who was the Hall of Fame class? Would you know? See, I just want to watch baseball. I don't pay. If your favorite player gets in, a player from your team gets in, that's one thing. But I don't follow who gets in, Eric, especially when it's watered down like today. The guy's getting in. I couldn't care less.
Greg, Folgers. That's it, man. Folgers, some creamer, and sugar. That's it. That is it.
I don't know. It's open to interpretation, right, skaters?
No, there's no interpretation.
There was some debate on the other show tonight about what might be in that coffee cup.
Hey, smell. See?
I don't always got to pass the Giant Sports Talk Live smell test, does it?
Come on, man.
Where else do you get this kind of talk? Giant Sports
Nowhere
Talk
else.
Live. That's right. The guys over at Skaters Channel, they were like many, Eric. Many of our fraternity in the sports realm like this have their own channels. They're like, how the hell do you guys do this? I said to them, when are you guys going to go daily? They're like, Jesus, we're lucky. We do a couple times a week. Yeah, how do you guys do it? I said, Eric and I can chat, talk. I think the most important thing is the people in the chat.
Why do coffee shops when it could be a lot cheaper by making it at home?
It's getting to the point in the Bay Area you can't afford to go to a coffee shop, Eric.
It's like it's way overpriced. I could go buy a big jug of freaking Folgers at Costco for less than $10. It'll last forever. You go to freaking Starbucks and right then and there you're paying over $6 for a coffee, man.
And what a concept, Eric. Not too many people actually go to the coffee shop anymore and get a coffee. They're pouring cream whipped cream. And I'm like, how long does it take to pour a black coffee? Espresso, nitro. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm, of course, ninth in line. And all these, can I have 7 espressos with this special mix? I'm like, I got to go.
7 espressos, man. You're going to be freaking bouncing off the walls. Alex says, Eric, we are talking Jeff Kent. Ooh, Jeff Kent. Yeah, what happened?
We already talked about him.
Was it because is that where you're talking about the media coverage of him? Did he get a little bleed over from Barry? You think that's what it was?
Yeah, well, they said is what I was taken from the chat, and you can correct me, Eric, because you might know this. Was he good with the media?
Honestly, I don't remember so much about him and the media. I think it was more. The issue was more with Barry Bonds and
Jeff
Kent.
I don't know. Anyway,
let me see something here.
See, of course, if you and I criticize coffee in any way, shape, or form, Eric, there's a good chance the skater's going to say San Francisco Bay coffee is the best. But then again, we're not rich like skaters there. He's over there buying rounds of coffees for everybody. If coffee was that good, Greg, where's the coffee shop down the street? The Starbucks is gone. They closed up, locked the door.
They closed it up on what? Too many break-ins? Is that what it was?
Yeah, over by the ballpark, there was across the street, there was one. It's gone. It had something to do with the union. They were unionizing where the staff were going to get double the wages, and the owner just went, I won't fight the union. I'll just close shop. So we shut her down. So anyway, well, we're unionized. You can't beat us. He goes, I'll just close the store. Anyway, it's gone. I miss that. There's a lot of empty warehouses and a lot of floor space available down there by the bay, Eric, by the Oracle Park. A lot of stores disappearing. And poor. I don't buy a lot there. I bought a few hats, but baseballism. You've heard of it, Eric?
I've heard of it.
It's right across the street from the ballpark. Every time I take a walk down by Oracle, there's a different window boarded up. As soon as they get one in, they're smashing another one.
That's a shame.
Dude, I'd be there with a bat myself, dude. I'd sleep standing up. Like, don't mess with it.
Let's do there. There we go.
I get a visit from my landlord today. Speaking of that, Eric, the landlord says, somebody broke the window in the car, right? I go, yeah, I'm well aware. He goes, yeah. Did you know there's a homeless person sleeping in it? I said, I beg your pardon.
What?
Yeah. He goes, yeah, you're the only one. I said, I'm tired of the windows getting broken. There's nothing in my car to steal. Nothing. Not a crumb on the floor. I vacuumed it out, cleaned it out. There's nothing in the car. He goes, oh, yeah, there's something in the car. She's there every night about 1 a.m. and she sleeps there all night in the back seat.
Wow.
Oh, my God, the world we live in, Eric. I'm going down with my own baseball bat tonight. Get the hell out of there.
Wow. Hey, since we're kind of talking about some players, check this out. Games, quite a bit more. By 600.
Skaters, you can't have one. You can't have one today.
But check out the home runs, the RBIs, with less games, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
With less games played, he's got more home runs, more RBIs, better batting average, on base. They're in the same neighborhood.
You look at that.
Slugging, OPS.
I'm going to warm up my coffee. I'll be right back.
There you go. Can anyone guess? Grand Admiral, you are correct. That is Jeff Kent on the right. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. The guy on the left is a Hall of Famer. Can anyone guess who's the guy on the left? Any guesses? It's not Joe Morgan. It's not Sandberg. He got elected fairly recently. Let me see. I don't want to give it away. Hold on. I'm not going to give away the year he was elected because then you guys will find it. I'll give you a Okay. Last decade. It was the last decade. So between 2010 oh, you mother, got two guys. We got two winners. Graham and Senior. Look at you guys. Craig Biggio. There you go. Winner, chicken dinner to Graham and Senior. Way to go, guys. One is in the Hall of Fame. The other is not. He was elected in 2015. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Yeah, I know. He started as a catcher, but he wound up at second base, so why not? Whatever. Interesting, though. You want to do Ryan Sandberg? Let's do that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's even more egregious, right? That's even more egregious.
I just got to put the baby to bed. I'll be another minute, Eric. He wants to say goodnight.
All right, look at that dude.
Little Wilmer. I think Skaters and Greg had never seen him before. This is Little Wilmer Flores.
Oh, really?
Scratching up some hits, baby. Scratching some hits. There he is. Whee! All right, say goodnight. Oh,
I heard him.
He said goodnight.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Ryan Sandberg on the right and Jeff Kinn on the left. What the hell, dude? Not even close. Again, Ryan Sandberg's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he had a lot of All-Stars. Had a bunch of Gold Gloves. I get it. Silver Slugger. You got to put some value, but still, look at the numbers, man. That is just whatever. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. We're not in any position, right? Just fun to talk about.
I was going to mention earlier in the show, one of the greatest ball players I ever saw, Craig Biggio.
Eric, are the Giants talking to anyone? I don't think so. I don't think they're talking to anyone.
I think what you see is what you get.
Yep.
Greg had an interesting take. Greg thinks
this is it.
He thinks there's business still to be taken care of this offseason, but I don't see it.
Nope.
And the question then becomes, guys, is there, if they go out and sign anybody at this point, now that apparently the polar bear is perhaps moving to the Arctic to play in Toronto, which would be appropriate. I mean, Bregman, will he go back to the Astros? Maybe. Then really, after that, who makes a difference? Let the young guys play.
They're talking to why would the Giants have anything to do with Lou Severino or Servino, whatever.
Jeez Louise, where'd that come from?
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard it anywhere.
All I've heard is Lou is looking to do a showcase for major league teams to come take a look.
Really? That's desperate.
Marcus, this is the problem, my friend. How many young guys are playing? Matos ain't going to start in right field.
Holy shit.
Birdsong is not going to start in the rotation.
Marcus deserves we agree. We got to savor the flavor.
Kurt Schilling. Oh, I forgot about Kurt. Dan, that was great. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's criminal. Honestly, great call, Dan. Kurt Schilling. Let's take a look.
Jesus. Ken Caminiti. Now there's a sad story.
Ooh, yeah.
There's no denying what he was involved in.
Oh my
He was a guy I liked watching, Eric. He was a good ball player. I liked him. I like Kemenity.
Check out this, man. Kurt Schilling versus CC Sabathia. Yeah, his bloody sock made it to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly. We talked about that. Lore. How lore can get you a presence.
Yeah.
But he was a big factor in that little documentary we recently watched, Eric.
Yes. Look at this. Almost the same amount of games. Again. Yes, Daniel, I get it. I understand that. But politics should have nothing. Look, if you're a shitty human being, okay, I could see that be playing a factor, right? But just because you lean a certain way on the political spectrum should not in any way, shape, or form dictate whether someone gets into the Hall of Fame. That, my friends, is a bunch of bullshit. Anyways, here we go. Look at this. 3.46 ERA, 1.27 ERA plus, 3,100 strikeouts, more strikeout percentage, didn't walk as many people. Dude, that is that's criminal right there. How does that happen? That's come on.
Look at those. Look at the wins losses.
Yeah,
and 22 saves. Those are big numbers, Eric. Those are
again because everyone likes to see that nice round number of 300 wins. That's why.
And that's why this conversation is the revolving door that it is, man.
It is. That's what it can really piss people off. It really can. When you really go down this road and you see certain guys get in, not certain guys get in, and what is the justification other than you got nothing really to hang your hat on as far as the justification for keeping that said player out? It's just.
Well, you justified earlier in the show when you brought up the numbers, and people might go, what numbers? When you brought up Timmy Lincecum.
Yeah, I mean, goodness gracious.
An all-star who had the numbers he did and two no-hitters, and yet
2 no-hitters, 2 Cy Youngs, a 3-time world champion, a 4-time selection to the All-Star game. I mean, the guy, look, he had the awards. The problem is he didn't have the length. And why did he not have the length? Look, it's because he had an injury. And that's what sucks. You're kind of, in a way, penalizing people for having an injury. It wasn't because he didn't lose his stuff because he just began to suck. He lost his power, so to speak, because he had to have a hip replacement. That's just, it's a shame. Yeah.
It is a shame, Eric.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. It shouldn't be about longevity. Yeah, of course, yes, you got to have numbers. But, and I talked about this earlier, Hiroku, it's numbers associated with the longevity compared to if you were just a decent ball player, say you're a decent pitcher and you're able to pitch 20 years, you can accumulate massive amounts of numbers, right? Not taking away, how good or bad the person was. But again, you're going to get more numbers than someone who plays, say, half the time. But yet the person who played half the time was better during that half the time. So
it's all too about the whole cachet, man.
Yeah.
You become a legend in a certain facet of the game, a bloody sock, a Reggie, what I said to you earlier, Eric, Mr. October. Oh, Reggie Jack, Mr. October. That's what he's known for. Good career, great numbers. But when you think of that, what do you think? Mr. October.
Yes. Oh, hold on. Let's see this.
And there are certain players who we wouldn't even put in a Hall of Fame category by any stretch. But to put it in perspective, Eric, if I threw names out to you, 9 times out of 10, you would come up with the same thought. Like if I said to you, what comes to mind in a whole career? Pablo Sandoval. What do you think?
Look at that. Yeah, he's a World Series freaking hero, man. He
3 home runs.
Series hero.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yep.
Yeah, Warren. Do you remember Warren? Do you know who Warren Zevon is, Eric?
Who and the what and the where?
Oh, somebody mentioned him in the
Warren who?
Same for Warren Zevon. Absolutely. Guys,
I don't even know who he is.
Get the rectum checked,
what's going
man.
on?
The guy afraid to go to the doctor. Afraid to go to the doctor. And they said if he had just gone to the doctor, he would have lived. He got prostate cancer and died.
Oh.
Warren
tough.
Zevon. His big hit single was Woo, Werewolves of London.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about now. Wow.
Yeah. Wouldn't go to the doctor. Bernice is always, don't be a Warren Zevon.
Yeah, I never even heard of that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Is this shit going to work or not? Now Stathead is down.
Good question. Senior says, why do hockey coaches wear suits? Not all do, but because hockey is classy. The players are classy. The coaches are, everything's good. Hockey's so different.
What is going on?
I've never seen a hockey player, even Wayne Gretzky. I've never seen a hockey player deny people an autograph. Baseball, like frig off, kid. Yeah. Baseball is different attitude, different beast.
Yeah, it's not coming up. That pisses me off. Okay, from what we've witnessed in the hell. Okay,
Ooh.
who would you say is the best postseason pitcher you've ever seen
in our lifetime? Who we've seen? I have my answer.
Yeah, so do I. We've
Who's
been
yours?
lucky. Madison Bumgarner.
You think? Mine is Dave Stewart.
Let's look. Hold on.
World Series MVP, World Series champion. Dave Stewart was a beast.
Hold on 1 second.
Dave Stewart, dude. Jack Morris, another great pitcher. Look at those. The five. Do you remember, Eric? I remember my baseball cards in the 70s. Maybe Dan, who's in the chat, remembers these. The pitchers would win the Fireman Award, the Roll-Age Relief, the Roll-Age Relief Award. Oh, that's gone, Eric. Oh, man.
What the hell is this?
Baseball card would have the fire, the fire hydrant, the Fireman of the Year. Oh, that's gone.
Do they have this? Come on, there's got to be a way to do this. Hold on.
Or certain advertisers in sports, Schick blades used to be on all the football and ball games.
Oh, this is pissing me off.
Yeah, Randy was a good player when he made the playoffs. Played in some bad teams. That's also another criteria, right, Eric? I mentioned earlier about the name of the team, like a Yankee player, like CC Sabathia. But when you're a great pitcher and you play for the worst teams, look at how many years did Randy Johnson play for a very average Seattle Mariner team with Spike Owen and Barry Bonnell and Alvin Davis. They weren't going to the playoffs. Still a great player, great pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Roll-Age Relief. I had all my ball cards in 77 and 78. Raleigh Fingers.
Can I do this? Oh, yeah. Well, let's see.
I learned a lot about the game of baseball, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Kids won't do it anymore. Again, maybe it's because it's a digital era. In my era, I could name you birthdays. They used to always do trivia with me in my junior high school. Glenn, what's this guy's birthday? And I'd know it. Why? I used to read the back of the baseball cards, Eric.
Here we go.
No,
Dave Stewart
from the cards.
His playoff numbers: 10-6, 2.8 ERA.
There you go.
Nice, huh?
Yep.
133 innings pitched, right? 73 strikeouts, 48 walks.
Yeah, and a World Series MVP.
Okay.
Won the World Series with the Jays.
Madison Bumgarner, 8-3, 2.1 ERA.
Wow.
87 strikeouts to only 18 walks. The guy was a freaking monster in the postseason, man.
And I could not wait. You talk about his career as a pitcher, Eric. I could not wait till he stepped to the plate.
Yeah, that was enough. Look at that. That's just that's unbelievable. But you know what? Doesn't mean nothing when it comes to Hall of Fame.
And what do you have? I lost track at like 21 home runs.
Yep. Let's see. 4-time All-Star, NLCS MVP, 3-time World Series champion, a 2-time Silver Slugger, and also a World Series. So he's a World Series and a CS MVP.
A lot of people, though, would look at the win-loss total again, Eric.
Yeah, I know.
500 pitcher.
Yep. That's what they're going to look at. I know, man. But look what he did in the postseason where it mattered. Where it mattered, man. Gosh, that's just amazing. That's what I'm saying. When we are able to watch, we were lucky enough to watch literally probably one of the best postseason starting pitchers ever to play the game. The guy was just amazing.
Yeah. And also, I mentioned earlier in the show, if you're just joining us, we're throwing the ideas around about the Hall of Fame, who's in, who's not, why they aren't. There's another prime example. Talk about an elite, a dominant relief pitcher, Eric, and nobody would be like, who? Tom Henke, the Terminator. Oh man, was he good. Tom Henke. He was lights out. But nobody knows it. Who? It's like I mentioned earlier, there's guys in there with tremendous numbers that people would go, huh? Grime Dog, Fred McGriff. The average ball fan is going to think, why is he in the Hall of Fame area? I don't think he's got great numbers, but he did close to 500 home runs if he played another year. Oh yeah, that 1991 Game 7 World Series against Minnesota and Atlanta. And of course, Morris was instrumental with the Blue Jays in their winning ways. Jack Morris, another one. Tremendous.
What is going on?
Devon White. Oh, there you go. Devon White could scale a wall, couldn't he, Anthony? Tim Raines. Yeah. The Mad Hungarian. There you go.
The Mad Hungarian.
Jeez, that was when players, Eric. We don't have quite as many in the major leagues anymore, but that's when players, they really had, and again, I call it their cachet, but they were just, I don't know, an aura, if you will. There was an aura about them. Right?
Goose Gossage, man. I remember when I was a kid, man, that guy just, you watch him, he threw everything at you. Everything. Man.
Who, the Goose?
The Goose, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he had that damn Fu Manchu rolling, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a cachet all about that. What was his dances? Do you remember the name of the Mad Hungarian? Oh, that was that's Al Hrabosky. Played for the Atlanta Braves. He'd come in, Eric. He's a wrestler. He's like a wrestler. He had the whole routine down, right? Right on, Dan. Hrabosky.
Yep. Spanky Mike LaValle.
And while we're going down a different road, and we're all about the names and I know you guys have talked about it. One of my favorite players growing up, my two favorite catchers were Butch Weiniger. I just love the name Butch Weiniger. Remember him, Eric?
Nope.
Oh, Minnesota Twin, New York Yankee, Butch Weiniger, Harold Delano Weiniger. I just got a letter from him the other day, last week. He sent me a Christmas card. It got here late. With a little note inside.
Oh, what was his nickname?
There's him. There's Butch Weiniger and Biff Pacaroba, another Atlanta Brave. I knew all those. I knew Eric. Isn't it ironic, Eric? And we've talked about this recently on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, we have the internet. Everything is at our fingertips. You want to know something? Yeah, you can find it out. You can't. That's why you do trivia contests on the radio. It used to be fun. Now, everybody just Googles it. Everybody knows the answer. Yep. There's nothing you can't find. So no question goes unanswered.
Did he?
But back in the 70s and the 80s, when I was younger, I was a kid in school, and we talked about it, about reading the other night with Dan, talking about reading the box scores, and I was so involved with almost research, if you will, and the study of stats, that I knew all the players and I knew all their. You could ask me now, what did Craig Swan's baseball card look like in 1979? I'd say, yeah, he's got a hand on his hip and he's got the ball. I could remember because it was inundated with the baseball cards. There's stats on some cards now they make, Eric. They don't even put stats on the back.
What?
I thought that's what it was all about, man. And they'd have a fun fact. Like in 1978, they had a fun fact. It would be like, Al Hrabosky likes reading in the off season, right? Reading spy novels. It was like, that was cool, man.
Wow.
And it's not the same anymore. Yeah, anyway, we could debate that forever.
God, I know, dude. Isn't that the damn truth? That's kind of the Donovan. Yeah, I remember that baseball card. Everybody wanted that baseball card.
Another prime example of what really, really in the last few years has pissed me off about the Giants, and there's a lot to be pissed off at. The team yearbooks and media guides. The big media guide would be about like 300 pages and anything you wanted to know, Eric. Anything. Who wore a certain number? It would list everybody alphabetically, the years. There was nothing you couldn't find out about your team. What hotel they stayed in the road, what their records were in day games, which pitcher pitched better day, night. Everything was in the media guide. Guess what? They don't make them anymore. I have them all from like 1958 or 59. I have them right up to 2019. I go to the ballpark. Oh, we're not making them anymore. We're all about conserving paper. But yet I go on opening day and they're giving out like placards outside and people are throwing them in the stadium. They're all trampled and ripped. I go, come on, man. What are we doing? Give me a media guide. I miss the media guide, Eric.
Yeah.
Have you ever owned one? Have you ever
Nope.
read one? Oh, Eric, all the teams had them. And now I think there's only 2 or 3 teams in the entire baseball.
Everything's digital. Yeah.
Everything's digital.
Biff Tannen. There you go.
Every year.
Man.
Any of you guys do that? Every year I would get the new media guide at training camp and you'd be set for the year. It had the schedule and everything you want, every minor leaguer, Eric, what he did in the off season, what his hobbies were. Everything was in the media guide.
Right.
And now, look it up online, kid.
Yeah, everything's digital, man.
Tickets. We were talking about collecting. I have a huge ticket collection. San Francisco Giants, Eric. Monumental events in the history of the San Francisco Giants. I have tickets to the game. I've collected them for years. Now, somebody hits 2 grand slams opening day for the Giants this year. There's no tickets. It's all digital.
Yeah, it's all digital.
They had to ruin that too. Let's conserve the wildlife because we don't want to cut down any more trees.
Everything it's just easier. That's what it is. Digitization is just making things easier.
Yeah, Justin. They sell the Giants yearbook, and it's a giant glossy picture with a couple of stats. It's a joke, and in fact, they are so poorly sold that they do them as giveaways. You can get one for free if you wait it out. You buy the gift bag for $20. You get an autographed ball and a yearbook. They give them away. They can't sell them. Yeah, make it like a tree and get out of here.
It's Bill Tannen or Biff Tannen from Goodall.
Biff.
Goodall.
You remember Biff?
Yeah, remember Biff?
I'm going to get you.
Make like a tree. Get out of here.
You can be mayor, Eric. I will be mayor.
I will be mayor. Yeah.
Once a week, Eric and I got to get into the old motion picture talk, right?
Oh man, that's a great freaking trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy. What was it? Is there something wrong with the gravitational force in the future or something?
Yeah, but you blame everything that was in that movie, Eric, and there were iterations of it. But that first one was fantastic, right?
First one was awesome.
Future. You know who you blame it on. You know whose fault the whole movie is based on. Whose fault was it?
Who?
Look, Marty. Who? The Libyans.
the Libyans.
In a bar one night about 10 years ago, somebody asked me that. They're like cocky, eh? They're like, yeah, who showed up in the Volkswagen Beetle van and we're attacking them? I go, the Libyans. They're like, I don't want to play no more. Yeah,
the Libyans.
I have a channel on my TV
God.
here, and they show there's like 4 of them. They just play them 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. You can always. I have a Rambo channel.
Yeah.
And Rambo's on. The Little House in the. That's again. That is. It's the same on television. There's nothing in our lives, Eric, that's not affected by media anymore.
True.
If you want to watch an episode, if I say to you, let's watch the beginning and compare it from Little House on the Prairie, you and I can both go and access it somewhere tonight and watch it.
Correct.
It's not like we have to wait 2 months. Oh, wait till that episode. Wait till the Bionic Man takes on the Sam Squanch up in the California mountains. Bigfoot episode. Oh, that'll be on in 3 months. You can watch it now, whatever you want.
It's all becoming
taken for granted.
It's because back in the day, right? If you didn't want to miss a certain episode of something, you had to pop in the freaking VHS tape into the VCR. You better hope to God that you got it programmed right. Otherwise, you're recording. Otherwise, you're recording Donahue, right? But today, you don't have to worry about that. Everything is on demand. If you miss a show, that's okay, because guess what? I can go watch it.
Other than probably Dan Cochimilio, or there's a few people are in our chat going, "What's a VHS?"
I'm sure there's some guys out there know about the freaking.
I have all kinds of VHS in my parents, but they probably, you know what? They probably threw them away. I had all kinds of ball games on VHS, Eric.
Yeah,
I used to tape the games.
I was.
You remember that game the Yankees played the Seattle Mariners? It was going to be the last game out. The Mariners were going to move. They beat out the Yankees.
Yeah.
I had that on VHS.
That was when Ken Griffey Jr. was ripping around the bases, right?
Who had the hit? Who had the RBI? Who drove him in?
Edgar, right?
Edgar. That's right.
Nope.
Yeah, that was a great game. I've relived that one a few times. That one's up on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD. I remember when DVD. I'll never forget when DVDs first came out, man.
Well, first they were the big digital ones, and they never took off.
Oh, the big laser. The laser disc. That didn't go nowhere. That was in the 80s. But when I'll never forget, I was stationed at Shepherd Air Force Base, and the video store right down. You remember going to the video store? Holy shit!
I still have my Blockbuster card.
Yeah. Well, this is before this guy was just an independent owner guy. It wasn't a Blockbuster. It's right outside the gate, and he had a great selection. And then I'll never forget. Yeah, we're starting to rent out DVDs. I was like, oh no shit, right on. And it got bigger and bigger, and now DVDs aren't nothing anymore, man. Everything's all streamed.
Oh, you can go to what I don't know what you even call them anymore. The needy store. You can go down to the
I know.
Store.
Yeah.
You can buy them for $1 a piece. The DVDs now.
Yeah.
Too cheap. CDs. Oh my God. I talk to guys here. I say, oh, we should burn a CD there. CD? What's that? Everybody wants to put it on a little stick, right? Plug it into your computer. Eric, there's something for me. You said you've got the Giants box set. I've got all 3 from the World Series. Something about owning it. Yeah. Being able to say, oh, I like
have it in your hands.
Like I like the spinoff. I like the spinoff of the X-Files.
The hell is that?
The Lone Gunman.
Never heard of it.
All right. You always got to roll in it, but that's all right.
Never heard of it. But look at Ibrahim. The excitement on a Friday night trip to Blockbuster and Pizza Hut was unmatched.
That was kind of Friday night thing, going to get movie rentals.
Yeah,
Eric and I grew up in an era of please be kind and
rewind.
There you go.
Yep.
Now people are like, what do you mean rewind? You just press stop. It goes back to the beginning. Hey, Kyle says, I have the old Ataris.
The old Ataris, 2600.
Can't outdo Glenny. How's this look, Eric?
Oh, shit. There you go.
I've got my Atari hooked up to the TV. I play Pac-Man and Space
dude.
Invaders.
Space Invaders, then the tanks.
Frogger.
Play it with the tanks.
Tank Armada. Oh, man. And I don't know if it was because it was our era, but when I play video games, which is very rare, I don't have you can imagine, Eric, you know me well enough in the last few months we've gotten to know each other. Do you think I have the fucking patience to play video games?
Nope.
That's why it's so crystal, like it's nice.
Okay, hold on.
It doesn't get a lot of use.
I guarantee you were a guy that would destroy control. You were a controller destroyer, weren't you? Were you one that slammed it on the ground and busted it in a million pieces?
I wouldn't go that far, but I was out of control.
Remember the Cowboys? Remember the Cowboys?
Oh my Jesus. That's like, yeah, I had the Intellivision and that's what they were. They were like pixelized little blocks, man. And it took me like 6 minutes. You're using this thing, you're trying to turn your little tank around, and the sound, you just go, and you turn the tank and it would,
Yep.
Come on, man. But yet, now you walk by a video store in the mall, and even those will be obsolete soon. But you walk down the mall and you see a video game store and they're playing NBA game. And I go, geez, I didn't know there's a game on at 10 a.m. It looks so real. I still like the old retro games.
The old, yeah. Hold on.
The first one I ever played with this controller, Eric, was Pong.
Pong, yeah.
Every kid in my neighborhood wanted to come up because we had, Pong was just two, boop, boop. The two lines would go up and down. You had to control your little.
Oh my God! Here we go. Here we go.
MTV was big. Whatever happened to MTV in North America, man?
MTV, yeah, it started getting to the point where it was just shows. It was no
Give
damn
me a break, and yeah, it was reality TV. What's that got to do? There you go.
What's that from?
Give me one more time.
Come on. There's someone in the chat's going to get it before you get it.
Give me one more time there, Eric.
One more time. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I know what you're doing. You're freaking looking at the sound file. Cheater.
Oh, not me.
Okay.
No, I'm holding a.
Come on, Tech Mobile.
Was it Tech?
There we go. San Jose Sharks.
Pitfall. Oh, I used to play Pitfall, but I didn't like that one. Pac-Man was
when you got
Tecmo Bowl. You know how many hours I spent playing Tecmo Bowl, Eric? And what would it do? You get in the end zone, it would go touchdown.
Yep.
And it was the same at both. No matter what team you were, they just changed the color of the pixel. Touchdown! Boom! I played Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo Bowl still, to me, Eric, is one of the greatest video games of all time.
Tecmo Bowl is awesome.
Love it. I've got it for my Atari, and I love it.
When you heard that was the sound of when you died.
Not a big Donkey Kong fan. Super Mario. Do 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 do. Whoop 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 whoop. Ding 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 whoop. Yeah. Life was good back then. Oh, somewhere in the house here. Where the hell did I put it? I had it in my. Give me a sec. I got something to share with you tonight.
What the heck is this? That ain't it. Ha ha ha! Hold on. No. That's not what I wanted. Where's it at? No, that's.
You remember the other night when Dan was talking about getting together with his friends when he was a kid, and they play the rotisserie stuff, and you keep tracking your scorebook. And hey, I'm 6-2 this year. You know what I played when I was in school in junior high school?
What you got?
Again, I said my parents were poor. I was a pretty lucky kid. I had a lot of cool things. I was the only kid in the entire town. I had one of those great big 18-foot satellite dishes. So I was getting stuff because I told you I grew up with 3 channels. Then my dad said, enough of this. Two channels and a French channel. He got a Paraclip satellite dish. And I was the envy. Everybody wanted, can I come over and watch the Red Wing game? Everybody. Guess what I was known for in school? I would play this.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I love that game. Same thing with the football one, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the football. My football one's gray, and this one, it still works. I still play. Is there batteries in it? There it is. Still works. Let me see if I can get the sound on fire a pitch here. been a long time.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about this.
Oh, strike.
Nope, not that.
Oh, curveball. Did you see that, Eric?
No, I missed.
Watch this. Oh, curveball.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, how this thing is in the condition it is, I carried this my back pocket, dude. Everybody wanted to play this in school. And then I had one of the Coleco ones where it was head-to-head football. So one guy sat at one end of the game and you sat at the other. Oh, dude, oh, God. Life passes you by quick, Eric. I wish I was back in my youth again. Do it all over.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong? What are you doing?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Anthony, I wouldn't. Dude, if somebody came up to me and says, I'll buy that, I'd never sell that. Dude. Oh, Blades of Steel. Oh, baby. Now you're talking.
Played the shit out of this game. Look at that 8-bit, the 8-bit music, man.
And the crowd would only go.
This is the warm-ups. Remember, they all come in and they're circling and circling. Oh, man, talk about memories, dude.
What's in the winner is?
Oh. Remember the intermission?
No, I don't remember that one. I want to know what the winner is. Are you sure this isn't copywritten, Eric?
I don't think so.
We'll find out.
Find out.
In the morning when I open the email.
This is on a website, so
I don't know. I bet you it is.
Fight! Yeah. I used to love the beginning. Blades of Steel.
Yeah, it's funny. Somebody David J. Eric, I bring this stuff on the show. This is like going back to the future, isn't it?
Wow. It is.
The best thing about those movies was it episode 2, the second movie, when they went back and found the sports almanac and they knew what every team that was going to win the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
When you go back, bet on this team. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh. How do I
David
do
J.
this?
David J. He goes, go back to the Hall of Fame talk.
Ha! Yeah, we're about done, aren't we?
All about done. This is guys. When we go off on this tangent, that means
it's about time to go.
So, Eric, I learned something about you too. Here's how big a fan I am. There's got to be somebody out there in the audience who knows. I've got the Lone Gunman.
Never heard of it.
Box set. I've got the Lone Gunman box set. I've got the Lone Gunman box set. I got 3 box sets. I did that. That's kind of an idiosyncrasy about me, eh? You find, hey, I like those shoes. I got to buy 2 pair. Oh, I have one when they wear out. That's a good one. Oh, Eric, how about this one? Right here in front of me, I've got my favorite books and the movies that I'd never trade. They're going to bury me with.
Gettysburg. There you go.
Love that movie. It's a classic.
Good movie.
I don't think there's anything else here you would know. Oh, here's one, Eric. If you haven't watched this series, you're into anything, I'm not into a lot of modern stuff. I haven't even opened this, but this is a good series. You ever heard of this one?
Never heard of it.
Oh, what a series.
Pretty good, huh?
What a series, dude. I've got The Streets of San Francisco, a Quinn Martin production right here. Oh, God. How about this one, Eric? I used to tell you when I spent, 3 or 4 months down in the Bay Area every night. What did I tell you? What was I going to go watch after the show? Do you remember?
Good Times. Yep.
The complete series. Dun, 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 good times. Oh, dude. I like old stuff. I watched 2 episodes of MacGyver today.
Okay.
I watched Emergency. Dun, 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 dun.
I remember Emergency. Yep.
Yeah. And then watched half an episode of $6 Million Man. I had other stuff to do.
All right.
Oh, dude. Oh, we got a lone gunman here. Yes, dude, that's right. The pilot episode of The Lone Gunman, they predicted September 11th.
Did not know that.
Right on, Donovan. And then episode 2, that's where they met the guy who was they couldn't, the football. They went to the football field, kept going beep, 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 beep. It was the football league for the blind, Eric.
Oh, okay. Then.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was Eric, do yourself a favor. I don't even know. These aren't in print. That's why I got 3 copies. The Lone Gunman's classic, dude. They were actually a fixture on the X-Files.
Never even heard of the Lone Gunman.
Have you ever watched the X-Files?
Here and there.
There they are there.
Okay.
And I've got all 3 of their autographs. That's cool.
The Greatest American Hero? Yeah, Turd, I see you.
Look at what's happened to me. I play that on my 80s show once in a while, Eric. Do you know who sings the theme song?
No.
That would be Joey Scarberry.
Never heard of him.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on
air. Yep. Is Corey Seager a Hall of Famer? He is the only left-handed shortstop in MLB history to hit 200 home runs and has 2 rings. Well, let's see what the rest of his numbers are. I mean, at this particular time, I don't know.
Well, let me get the juices flowing. How about this one, Eric? The movie collection. Yep. It's got, when Albert got sick?
You talking about the morphine? Or are you talking about at the very end when he was
at the end?
Yeah, when they climbed the hill.
Had to climb the hill. And you remember, obviously, that it's considered a Christmas one because it was Christmas time. But when the baby got abducted,
oh yeah,
and Santa Claus showed up at the little house.
Mm-hmm.
Ho ho ho, Master Carter.
Yep.
Yeah, he brought a tackle box, a music box, a knife, a scarf, and a watch.
Yes.
You remember those?
Each? Who got each?
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, you suck.
The brother got the tackle box.
Yeah.
Jenny got the music box.
Yeah.
The dad, he didn't even know what to say. Thank you would be nice for the knife.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, then you got the rest. Okay.
The mother got the scarf. And the funny thing was, he was going to buy the scarf. I knew it. Santa knows everything because he brought the blue scarf from Olsen's, right?
Yes.
And then why was he so excited that he got a watch?
I don't know.
Because he said, I'm grown up now.
Oh, yeah. You said
and then it's kind of emotional. I thought it was
that was a good one. That was the best part of the whole thing.
Mother says, I got to go outside for a sec. She goes out. If you see Mr. Montague, tell him we love him.
Yeah.
I shall. That was a good show. And then the other one, of course, is I like that, Drew.
Yeah, the last
episode. It a lot. That was the final episode. I got them all on the DVD, man. I love this stuff. Look back to yesterday. Bless all the dear children. That was when the baby got taken. And
the long goodbye.
The last farewell. Yeah, some of the stuff I watched, man, my high school buddies would be like, what the hell have you been doing for the last 40 years? Watching this stuff. But, man, I don't worry about what my friends think. I'm past that, dude. You know what I tell them? Tell them all to F off or kiss my behind.
Well, there you go.
Oh, and Ken Burns. I've got the Ken Burns in the other room. I got Ken Burns baseball on DVD. And I've got what's even just as good, Eric. Ken Burns also did a Civil War.
Oh, I know about that one. I've watched that one a million damn times.
I love that one.
Narrated by...
I don't know who narrates him, but his voice is perfect for the narrations.
Yeah, McCullough. He's a historian. Oh, what the hell is his first name?
He was fantastic.
Hold on. I'll find it.
His voice is so well suited. I don't buy too many new ones, Eric. What else I got up here? Nah, I got that. My daughter has this one's my daughter's Facts of Life. Bones. I got the whole Bones series. John Schneider. Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah, I like the retro stuff.
David McCullough. That's who it is.
His voice is...
He's a historian. He's a historian. Yeah, he's perfect. So Eric, what do you think on Seager? I don't know, man. I think he's got to play a few more. He's hit 2 home runs. He's got a decent average. Let's see. Again, he's only played 10 years. I know they frown upon that. Where is his defense, to be honest with you? Because they're gonna have to probably look at his defense as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Corey Seager pans out with that.
Yeah. So the question now is, what is Eric watching tonight?
I have no idea. I don't know what's going to be on the agenda.
Oh, who shot JR? That was JR's wife's sister who shot him. Kristen Shepard. You remember who shot JR? You remember?
Didn't watch that crap. That was like soap operas for freaking prime time, man.
Oh, Dallas was big, man.
Oh.
Yeah, for prime time. It was prime time. In the daytime,
prime soap opera.
And now Beverly McKinsey, As the World Turns, all those ones.
Oh.
And now, well, you had Dallas at night. The show in the day for the women was called Texas.
I didn't know anything.
Dude, I'm a big TV guy. Big TV guy. I love my TV. Facts of Life. Dirty old men in this show, man. Actually, the girl who plays Blair, she does a collector's show on MeTV now. She hosts.
Oh, really?
That. Yeah. They go to people's houses. They're going to have to come over and look at my card collection someday, Eric.
There you go. Next Giants Hall of Famer, Buster Posey. That's easy.
Absolutely. Somebody asked when you were warming up the coffee, do you think he gets
That's easy.
Come on. That's not even worth the conversation.
Easy, man. Low-hanging
Who's the
fruit.
Boss? Falcon Crest. Yeah, they're all. Some of them I know what they are, but I don't watch them. I don't watch Falcon's Crest. I don't watch Who's the Boss. Oh, really?
It could be. How many years did Posey or Lincecum play? That's just to get qualified, right? You have to do 10 years, I think, just to get qualified, right?
Buster Posey's. They're not denying
Buster
Posey.
No.
God, that was like somebody came in. I told you at the beginning of the show. I digress. We're going to wrap it up with
minimum is 10.
Somebody came into the show last week and said Buster Posey isn't in the top 100 all time. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Catchers? Oh God!
Other than Posey, Mike, it's going to be a while. Don't know.
Oh, there's nobody else, Eric.
No one is Mad Bob a Hall of Famer. Unfortunately, he's not.
No.
For postseason alone, yes, but that's not what they look at.
Yeah, he doesn't have the longevity of a career he has. Wouldn't call him a one-hit wonder, but it's his postseason.
Yeah, towards the end, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he's not. Lincecum should be in the Giants Wall of Fame. Is he not, Morkatna? I
don't think he's on the Wall of Fame yet. No.
Oh, he should be.
So Buster, when he gets elected to the Hall of Fame, he'll get a statue.
Yeah. For guys like us, our generation, Lincecum's cat's meow, man. Speaking of Morkatna, he's cat's meow, man. He's awesome. He's gonna be a legendary figure of that decade, that era of baseball in San Francisco. Timmy. Yep. And everybody liked the guy, man. It was his aura, the long hair, the framework, the what he had, I call it the swivel, the pitching style he had. There's everything to like about the guy.
Yeah, he was awesome, man.
Yeah. I never knew any. Now he is an example of what we need, Eric. That you would go to the ballpark to see him play and pitch. How do you compare? Let's go to watch Timmy play tonight. And Eric, I'll get the tickets. Let's go watch the Giants on Saturday. Oh, who's pitching?
Yeah.
A 42-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Wilmer is awake.
You saw him?
Yeah, he was crawling back there. I was watching him.
I put him in the other room, but my daughter gave him catnip today.
Oh.
He is salivating. He was licking me. He's out of control. That stuff works. So what I do is I get into bed and I pretend I'm asleep. guess who came to visit me? Oh,
there he is. I told you.
Say good night to the guys. We're gonna close. Little Wilmer Flores.
There he is. Yeah, he's looking around.
And as the guys in the show like to say, little Wilmer scratching out hits. Yeah. Wilmer's a Hall of Famer to me. Oh, he doesn't like airtime out.
Uh-oh.
He's a good cat. And you said it best. His color, what a lovely
color is awesome. Yeah, the color is awesome.
He's teething right now. He's biting my wrist.
Oh, yeah, those things are sharp too.
He was licking me today, and I was pretending I was asleep so he'd go away.
And then he bit you.
Oh, he bit my lip. He put it was bleeding. I love him, but he's got his moments.
I hear you.
Okay, shoo. Anyway, let's wrap it up, Eric. I've had enough fun and games for this night.
Yep,
and I'm down to like 3% on the laptop.
Oh, damn. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock or 8:30, depending. We'll see. And what we're going to talk about, I have no idea. We're getting to that time. We're getting to that time, man. It's getting tough.
I think tomorrow night, what's tomorrow? Friday night, we'll put a time limit on it. I think we'll do a 60-minute special.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll call it 60 Minutes with Glenn and Eric.
Yeah, it may be that. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. It was fun going down memory lane a little bit there.
Thanks again for those of you joining us tonight here. And those of you who were grateful. I'm grateful. I know Christian is. Greg is. You were over on another. We did an hour 45 minutes over there, so I'm kind of pooped out. Skaters on Baseball, check it out. He does a show. You can always find him on YouTube. And Eric and I, without fail, there's not a lot of promises in life, but you're going to find Eric and I right here on your laptop or TV every night. See you tomorrow night at 8.
Yep. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.